Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Balinga Sise of Herbal Harvest Organic Farm. For all of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, I am so grateful. And for those who are still new, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell so that you never miss out any upload. Share this video, comment in the comment section down below, and I will be so grateful. Today I'm really so happy because we are going to make a video. Basically, it is because of the previous video that we uploaded when collecting so many eggs. You know, when I took you guys into the farm and we all saw how birds were laying so many eggs, big eggs. I have double yolk eggs. I'm actually even shocked that most of you do not know these birds have double yolk eggs. You know, when I tell my friends I have birds that have laid double yolk eggs, they are even shocked. Some of you don't know these birds lay double yolk eggs. So when I uploaded that video about collecting eggs together, so many of you ask me, Sissy, which concentrate do you use? Sissy, which company did you get the birds from? Sissy, which breeds of birds are those? You know, someone even told me, Sissy, at 5 weeks, birds are now at 95% laying. And I told the person, yes. And actually, everyone was just so amazed and so shocked about the performance of the birds. But it is not about the concentrate that I'm using. Well, I answered most of you telling you the concentrate that I use, the company where I got the birds from. But I want to be honest and tell you that it is not about the company. It is not about the breed. It is not about the concentrate that I'm using, but it is about some of these things that you must follow that will make your birds to lay so many eggs. You know, it will make your birds to lay crazy. And most of them I think I've shared with you, but I think I have to repeat myself because basing on the comments that day, I really needed to make this video. So for today, let us stay tuned till the end and I'll be so grateful. So, as I told you earlier on, today I want us to sit down and look critically. What are some of the things that Sise has been doing that has made her birds lay like this? Because it is not about these three things, about the concentrate, about the type of breed, about the company I bought the birds from. It is about something that I was doing right that has really made my performance to be like this. Because I'm very sure most of you really were so amazed about the production, okay? And these birds are just almost making two months in laying, but their production is, you know, at 95%. So I want us to analyze some of the things that I've been doing right. Number one that I've really been doing well is about the feeding of these birds. Once you bring the birds and you put them in the brooder, make sure that you feed them correctly. I told you that in the first 4 weeks, I normally use specifically pellets for my birds. And as you're feeding them, make sure there is also enough water for these birds. In that way, your birds will grow perfectly well, because I have told you before that the life of this bird starts from the brooder. If we don't do the brooding very well, trust me, the performance we shall not understand their performance. So please, let the brooder be perfectly well. Let us give them the right amount of feeds and clean drinking water. There is a video, I think I have like 2 videos that I have put about the feed intake of these birds. Please let us endeavor to watch them. In that way, we shall understand how these birds are supposed to feed. Because honestly, these birds don't feed like our local breeds, that you give them anything to feed on, that you give them any amount of feeds, and it is okay with them, that they move around to look for their feeds. These birds, you put them in a deep litter system like this or in the cage system, and you always have to feed them correctly. So I've been doing my feeding perfectly well. Even after when I finish with the pellets, the feeds have been mixing perfectly well. I have like 2 or 3 videos that I have put in the channel about the feed mixing of this birds. So please, wherever you are, use the concentrate which is there, or use whatsoever feeds or minerals or nutrients that they use. Wherever you are, it will be okay, so long as you give the birds the right amount. And then another thing that I've really been so vigilant about is the biosecurity. Me, from the brooder, I was the one accessing my brooder by myself. I accessed the brooder alone. No one could enter the brooder except maybe when I'm doing vaccination. So biosecurity is very tight. Even as per now, still, my biosecurity is really so tight. You cannot just enter the farm without disinfecting your feet. And any disinfectant out there can work. People have asked me, which disinfectant can you use? Just go to the pharmacy and ask for the disinfectant. Any that they give you there, it will work. And then another thing that I've done right was vaccinating of these birds. Guys, I've really endeavored to vaccinate my birds. I've endeavored to vaccinate my birds in time as it is recommended in the vaccination schedule. Please, whenever you're getting these birds, make sure that you get the vaccination schedule and you follow it the way it is written there. I've really managed to vaccinate my birds. There is no vaccination that they missed, except from week 16. I was supposed to also give Newcastle, which I lagged a bit because I was trying to weigh with the herbal remedies that I've been using if they can be resistant to the Newcastle, of which it also so happened that I stayed like close to 4 to 5 weeks without vaccinating them. But later on, I ended up vaccinating this bird. So please, let us do the vaccination the way it is recommended. And then another thing that I have done right is the herbal remedies. Please, let us all embrace the use of herbal remedies. You guys, I can tell you with smiles that these herbal remedies work. I have really not given these birds any other medicine outside the herbal remedies. The only thing that I have done is giving them the vaccination. But the vitamins, I have not given the birds. The tetracycline, I have not given the birds. The amproline, I have not given the birds. Guys, I've really endeavored to use basically herbal remedies. But if I can remember, when the birds were still in the brooder, I remember they got some cough. For those who never watched that video, they got some cough and I gave them some medicine. That time, I was not yet decided on the usage of these herbal remedies. But that, I think the birds were only like 2 weeks or 3 weeks when they got that cough. But from that time, I've really managed to use these herbal remedies. So please, I have all these herbal remedies videos in this channel. Let us try as much as possible to watch all of them and follow all of them very well. Let us not give them only once or twice. Please, let's be consistent in that way. That is when we are going to be able to see the performance of our birds. And then I've also told you that let us not give these birds these herbal remedies when the birds are sick. I've got so many of you telling me my birds are coughing, which herbal remedies can I give? My birds are diarrheating, they're pooping blood. Please, let us try to use these herbal remedies as early as possible. Please, as early as possible. In that way, we shall prevent all these kind of diseases from attacking our birds. And then another thing that I've really been so vigilant about is the timing of the time of giving these birds feeds. Now, when these birds start laying, when you see an egg like this, from that day, you should now change your timetable. You know, when the birds are still young, you can give them feeds. Anytime you see the feeds are not enough, you give them. But once they start laying, if you decide you'll give them feeds at 6 in the morning, give them at exactly 6. Make sure the birds are feeding. If you decide that after that you'll give them at 1 in the afternoon, please make sure that you follow the timetable very, very well, and make sure that as you give them the feeds, give them also enough drinking water. Do not make the farm to stay at any point without drinking water. Go always and check and make sure that the drinkers have drinking water available. In that way, your birds will really lay more. You know, they will really lay like crazy, and you will say, oh my God, this is so serious. And then another thing that I've really managed to avoid in this farm is about the stress. These birds, anything small can stress them. Anything small, you find birds running up and down. Anything to drop in the farm, you find birds running up and down. In that way, it can affect their laying. if there's something happens like today, you will find that the next day you can miss to get like 20 or even a full tray of eggs. So I've really managed as much as possible to make sure that I reduce stress in these birds. Even the rats going inside the farm, because these rats are really very stubborn. They will really make those tiny holes for them to access the farm, because they also love the feeds. Even rats running up and down, it will affect the performance of your birds. And then another thing also is these pests, like the mites, like the fleas. It also affects the performance of the birds. So every time and again, check on the birds' feathers if they don't have these mites, if they don't have these fleas, because that thing will really affect the laying of your birds and you will not enjoy poultry farming. So please, let us really try as much as possible to be vigilant on this project. And then, as the owner of the farm, don't leave the work to the workers. Try as much as possible to be present in the farm. So 2 weeks ago, I stayed for like 4 days without entering the farm. And guess what I found there? I found one hen was stuck inside the wire. I don't know what happened, and actually I decided to remove it. It was not actually easy to remove it out. I ended up isolating it and putting it outside. I gave it a lot of drinking water, because I think it had even stayed like for 4 days without feeding. So it was weak. One side of the leg was paralyzed because it was stuck there. Actually, if I was not strong-hearted, I was going to even slaughter it, thinking that bird will not survive. But I managed to bring it out, take care of it very well. Actually, I was mixing the ashes plus the drinking water and gave it to the birds. And guess what? The bird survived like that. It happened, I took care of the bird like for 1 week. But that was some of the disadvantages of you, the owner of the farm, not entering the farm. Because these workers, they will just go. They know I should just give the feeds. I should just give drinking water, and I collect the eggs. They will not take their time to look around what is happening, which bird is stuck where, or which bird is not feeding. They don't have that time. So please, as the owner of the farm, try as much as possible to be present in your farm. This one, especially with the small-scale farmers. I call myself a small-scale farmer. Please, try as much as possible to be present at the farm. In that way, you'll be able to benefit something from this project, and you'll be able to expand. So let us also consider that. And then another thing is that let us try as much as possible to keep the hygiene of our farm. Well, when I say the hygiene of our farm, I don't mean sweeping your farm every day, changing the bedding every day. I mean like make sure that the drinking water that the birds are drinking is clean. Make sure that the drinking troughs are very clean. Some of you give these drinkers to the workers to wash them. These workers don't clean them very well. You will find that the drinkers have so many dirt, so many chickens poop, and the birds will continuously drink it, and they will keep falling sick. So please, let us make sure that the drinkers are very clean, and birds are drinking clean water. Even the feeds that you're giving the birds, make sure it is clean, and make sure that all the nutrients are still fresh. If they are already cooked, the birds will not enjoy, and the performance will not be good. So those are some of the things. Even pouring water in the chicken house all the time. If the water keeps pouring in the chicken house, trust me, the chicken house will have a very bad smell. For some of you who are already doing this project, you know what I mean. If water keeps on dropping in the poultry house, if it mixes with their droppings, the house will really smell bad. The chicken's feet will rot, it will be swollen, and the performance will really not be good. Actually, the birds will get diarrhea time and again, will get coccidiosis time and again. And even if you try as much as possible to use the herbal remedies, sometimes it might fail to work. So the hygiene should be perfectly well. And then let us make sure that the birds have enough chicken pen. These birds have, the house should be at the measurement should be 4 birds per 1 square meter. Let us try as much as possible to follow that. Let us not really see that we have little space and we try squeezing these birds. The more we squeeze the birds, the more they will not grow well, the more they will get so many coughs, the more they will start pecking on each other. Please let us make sure that the chicken house is big enough to accommodate our house. Okay, so those are some of the few things that have really been so keen on, that has really made these birds of mine to perform to that maximum. So I really want all of us out there, let us try to follow up these guidelines. In that way we shall all enjoy poultry farming. It is really not a bad venture. Well, it is an expensive venture to start with, but after, when you're already there, you really enjoy the project, because prices of eggs are expensive. Prices of eggs are not dropping, they are going up every day, and people are looking for eggs, and eggs are consumed everywhere. So this project is really a lucrative project that I would encourage everyone to join. Every youth out there, please let's join. Every woman out there, men, please let us try to join this project. So for today, that is all I had for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for 24K subscribers, and please let us try as much as possible to join the membership. Okay, thank you so much. See you next time. Love you all. Bye bye.